there's been a lot of comparisons to another show I won't name, but what makes this show unique, and what do you think will draw viewers in?
I mean, first of all, anytime somebody compares a show to something that people love and is successful, I'll take it. That's a good thing. And I think the reason that people do that is because if they look at something and they're searching for, like, well, what have we seen before that's like this? It lets people get a handle on it. But this is a show about a group of friends who are trying to love each other in the face of a suicide of one of their members. And so that's that's what gets the ball rolling. The heart and soul of the show is in the relationships that everybody has with each other. So that's kind of what the fun of the show is.
Mm-hmm. And what made you want, when you read the script, what made you want to take on the role of Delilah?
I was really moved by the script. It felt, it made me think, first of all, it made me think of my own friends and all the ups and downs and, the loss and the addictions and the separation. I'm in my mid-40s, and it made me look back and be like, oh my gosh, all we've gone through, and sort of imagine if something like that would happen. It had a lot of heart, but it also had humor that was that seemed very real. It reminded me of my dad, who makes the most inappropriate jokes when things are really hard to take. So yeah, the heart and the humor really seduced me and moved me.
Mm-hmm. And your character in particular, right off the bat, we're thrown into this very deep situation where he kills himself, but when you look back, he's always smiling, he's always happy, he's the glue that holds the group together, and then they're trying to find their own way. When you read it, did you think, okay, well, do I want to take on a role that's like a lot of flashbacks? Like, what was your take on it?
I mean, I'm old enough to remember The Big Chill, and it worked out for Kevin Costner, and he didn't even get to say anything. So I feel like I'm ahead of the game in that respect. What I love about it is it's a character that is central to the show that I get to play for a little while. And then much of who the character is actually played by all the other actors, because each of them has their own perspective on who that guy was and what their own relationship with that guy was. And so to me, it's the collaborative part of it that really drew me to it.
Mm-hmm. And we learn a lot about the group of friends in the first episode and their wives, and it seems like everybody has their own kind of demon or secret that's going on. Do you feel like, will we see a dark side to your character?
Well, I don't know about a dark side, but I think anytime someone dies by suicide, there's something going on there. And sometimes it's just a chemical thing that if only this person had felt comfortable talking to somebody about, could have easily been taken care of, So yeah, I think nobody's the perfect person. Nobody has the perfect life. So I think we're going to find out why he deals with his, why he deals in that way.
Mm-hmm. And we see this file folder in your office, and I know at some point you're going to try to find more information out about his death as his wife. So will we ever find out all of the details that were in that file, or is that one of the mysteries that's going to play out over time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really hard thing for my character, is not having a note, because you hope that there is a reason. But even if there was a note, there would be no one reason. So there's so many unanswered questions. And I don't know if we'll ever find that.
Depends on how long the show runs.
Yeah.
Well, and I watched the first few, and it does get a bit lighter, but the first episode is very heavy, and you almost, there's the funeral, and you feel like you've actually been to someone's funeral. So how does the show progress throughout the season, and do you feel as though, do you end up focusing on the individual stories more, or especially your character, Stephanie, like she's dealing with this massive grief. Does the grief like lighter, or how does that work?
I think just like in life, when you're going through pain, you can't sustain it. So you have to just find the lighter moments. Your friends help you get out of it. You're pretending. You're just trying to keep going. And then the series as a whole will go into each of the characters' lives. And there's a lot of humor, but yes, it's not as heavy. It starts in this very tragic way because that's what is changing their whole world. After that, things sort of settle down a little bit.
Yeah, the first episode is very visceral, but the tone of the show, you see hints of the tone of the show in the pilot in the first episode, but it really lives and dies and very quickly kind of moves into where do we go from here? What does this mean about my life? And what's our relationship with each other now?
Okay, well, I think it's great, and thank you for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.